Yes, hello again and welcome back to Classic Dirt Bike TV, the home of old school scrambles bikes and racing, as we continue looking at what went down over the course of the 2 days of the racing that took place at the 2025 Offroad Motorsport Festival, held in the superb grounds of Drumlanrig Castle, and that was over the weekend of the 22nd to the 24th of August. Now, in parts 1 and 2, we've already shown you the first 2 blocks of racing from the Saturday, so it's now time to conclude that day's racing by looking at the last block of 8 races. So in this part 3, we will conclude the Saturday's programme, but we will return with a further 3 videos from the Sunday. So let's get straight down to the start line for race 17, which is the third and final race for the pre-1968 Unlimited class. And as the riders leave the line, it's another good start by James Thompson, number 26 on the Cecil Pearson Jap. It looks like Harry Stitt is currently in second. Lee Kelly is in third place as they all head up the hill to begin lap 1. So we're back to the front of this pre-68 Unlimited class. Currently James Thompson, number 26 on the Cecil Pearson Jap machine. I think James has already won 2 races here on the Saturday, and he's looking quite comfortable there at the front. He's being chased by number 111. That's Harry Stitt in second position. Lee Kelly currently in third. Number 98 is Liston Bell, and number 33 is John Griffiths, which, as you can see, is another one of those Cecil Pearson Rickman Japs. And again, many of these classes here at Drumlanrig are sponsored by local businesses, and it's Wallace Power who supply the sponsorship for this pre-68 class. We're looking at number 152, that's Alan Reid on his lovely BSA. But currently it's number 26, James Thompson, the man at the front. There's your second place man, number 111, Harry Stitt, and that's of course a frame that Harry built himself, and Cecil Pearson put one of his Japs inside. There's your third place man, number 824, Lee Kelly. So James Thompson looking very comfortable here at the front as he comes up the hill to complete another racing lap. There's the battle for fourth and fifth between number 98 Liston Bell and number 33 John Griffiths. Now, these pre-68 classic bikes, of course, are using the short circuit here at Drumlanrig. It's a slightly shorter circuit from the rest of the racing classes. They don't use that bumpy up and down hill section, so these are quite quick laps for the classic bikes as we see James Thompson coming round. There's your second place man, Harry Stitt, being badgered there by number 824 Lee Kelly, who's another one of the riders that have ridden superbly here on the Saturday at Drumlanrig. So this will be these guys' final race of the Saturday. After this is finished, they can just relax and watch the rest of the racing taking place. But this is a good battle here between number 111 Harry Stitt and number 824 Lee Kelly. So it's the Cecil Pearson Jap engine versus the BSA B44 of B44-1 of Lee Kelly. So these guys just making their way through some of the slower riders on the track, but currently it's Harry Stitt in second position. And the track, even as we get near the end of the Saturday's race programme, still in fantastic condition, quite hard and dry, but nevertheless still in good nick for these 368 riders. So there's James Thompson coming up the hill to begin his final lap of this pre-68 class race. We're looking at number 98 Liston Bell on the Rickman Triumph Twin, and this is the battle for second and third between Harry Stitt and Lee Kelly. So as we head towards the conclusion of this final pre-1968 Unlimited class race of the Saturday, it's currently number 26 James Thompson who leads number 111 Harry Stitt on the Stitt Jap, and it's currently Lee Kelly on the BSA in third, so with less than half a lap to go now to the finish line, and there's your race leader as he comes up to take the checkered flag. So it's going to be a win for James Thompson. It's going to be number 111 Harry Stitt in second position. Lee Kelly is going to cross the line in third, and it's going to be that man there, number 33 John Griffiths, who finishes just ahead of number 98 Liston Bell. So that now takes us on to race 18 in the Saturday's race programme. This is the pre-1974 up to and over 250s, and once again this class will also use the short circuit, so these guys won't be using that bumpy hill section of the track. So we're just waiting on our race starter, Darren Hudson, putting the 15 and 5 second board in the air. It looks like we're all good to go as the gate drops for their final race of the Saturday, and it looks like a good start by Greg Speed there, number 99. He's currently in third place, but Chris Winder looks like he's off to a flying start as the pre-74s begin lap 1. So it looks like Chris Winder's made a good start, and hot on his heels is number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe. I think Andy's on a 380 CZ, so it's the Japanese 250 Honda Elsinore versus the Czechoslovakian 380 CZ, or CZ if you're watching this over there in the USA, because I know that you guys over there pronounce your CZs different from us here in Europe. But there's your third place man, number 99 Greg Speed. So Greg's also made a good start in this pre-68 Unlimited class race. So as the front runners come round to complete another lap, it's number 2 Chris Winder on the 250 Elsinore. There's your third placed man just crossing the line, Greg Speed on the BSA, but Chris Winder certainly looking quite good at the front of this pack. These two had a bit of a dice in the previous pre-74 up to 250 class races, you remember. And number 4 there is Ian Buchanan. Ian's another one of the Irish contingent that's made the journey from across the water to attend this Drumlanrig event. So Ian from Portadown, and quite a good attendance from the Irish boys here at Drumlanrig. So hopefully some of the other riders will return that favour and head over to Northern Ireland for 2026. But number 125 there is Ian Stainton on the Clues Stroker machine. We are back with our 2 racers at the front. Currently Chris Winder with the slight advantage over number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe, who's another rider that's went really well here at Drumlanrig this afternoon. So he's certainly in top form and chasing that 250 Elsinore of Chris Winder's. And as I said, we do have a lot more racing to bring you from the Sunday's race programme, so make sure you retune, or better still, just subscribe to Classic Dirt Bike TV, and that way every time I upload a brand new video you'll be notified immediately. So here's a battle at the front between number 2 Chris Winder and number 224 Andy Hinchcliffe. Absolutely nothing to choose between these two riders as they head up the hill and cross the finish line to complete another racing lap, but a very good scrap going on at the front. There's your third place man crossing the line, number 99 Greg Speed. So we're currently looking at number 125 again. That's Ian Stainton on the 4-stroke Clues Stroker. He's been chased by number 8. That'll be John Layton on that big 4-stroke Honda. But it certainly looks like Andy Hinchcliffe is looking to make a move on Chris Winder. He's going to try and go round the outside, but at this point can't make it stick. He's looking down at his bike there. I don't know if Andy's got some kind of problem with that CZ, but he doesn't appear to be in any trouble because he's closed back up to Chris Winder again. But I don't know if Andy Hinchcliffe maybe have some kind of mechanical issue with his 380 CZ. There's your third place man, Greg Speed, number 99, and I think that's your fourth place man just going through there, number 202. That will be Craig Preston. But unfortunately, it does look like Andy's going to end up with a DNF this time round. Looks like his CZ's given up the ghost. In fact, I do remember I was speaking to Andy just as he was pushing the bike back to the paddock, and he did tell me that his engine in that 380 had completely seized up, so a bit of bad luck for Andy Hinchcliffe. So as you can see, Chris Winder absolutely cruising now to his win in this class, and that it makes this man here, number 99, Greg Speed, who's going to be your second placed position rider. So again, very well done to Greg Speed in second position. So that will quite nicely brings us on to race 19, and this will be the third race for the Pre-78 Unlimited and the 125 Twin Shock. So this will be their final race for the Saturday. Again, another almost full gate of runners and riders for this class. We are back with our race starter again, Darren Hudson, possibly the hardest working man in Twin Shock racing, or Mr. Twin Shock as I sometimes call him. But Darren's just looking to make sure that the track officials are all good to go, so the thumbs up to all the riders to make sure the bikes are running. The 15-second board is now being raced shortly to B5, and in a plume of 2-stroke smoke, the guys leave the line into turn 1. It looks like Chris Woodward's made a good start there, number 62. Got a faller at turn 1. That looks like that could be number 158. And I think that was Andy Robinson who took that fall into turn 1. But we are back at the sharp end of this race. It's number 62, Chris Woodward, on the YZ400 Yamaha leads James Hudson in second position. We are taking a look at number 26. That'll be Mark Wartig on his CR125 Honda. And once again, this Pre-78 Unlimited and 125 race is sponsored by Mike van der Merwe and One Stop Motor Engineers Limited. So as the runners and riders make their way round to complete lap 1, number 17, that's one of the sponsors of this race. Number 17 is Mike van der Merwe, so well done to Mike for his support. And we are looking at number 123, that will be James Hudson on the YZ250 Yamaha. So James Hudson, another rider that's riding very well here this afternoon. I'm sure Dad Neil will be well pleased at the way he's going, because James's dad Neil also rode a Yamaha back in the day, but he is going through in first position. Second is number 62, that's Chris Woodward. He's been chased by number 89, that will be Liam Moody, I think, in third position, and I think that's Aaron Rowe, number 177 in fourth, who of course will be leading the 125 part of this race. Number 6 is Steve Wiley on his big 4-stroke thumper Yamaha. And we're back with James Hudson again, with number 2 on the back of his shirt, but number 123 on his bike number plates, but as I said earlier, every one of these bikes are fitted with electronic transponders, so each time they cross the finish line, their lap time and track position will be recorded. So there's your second place man, number 62, Chris Woodward. It looks like Aaron Rowe has now moved up into third place, but as I said, he's leading the 125 part of this combined race. So James Harrow just heading up the hill to complete another racing lap as we take a look at number 84. That'll be Kyle McClure from Dunoon, and Kyle's riding 400 Michael. So this is another steady ride by James Hudson, a man from Cambridge, as he passes Rupert Hills, possibly the biggest man I've ever seen on a motorcycle. As I said, the only guy that I can stand next to in the paddock and look up to him, and I'm 6'4", so I think Rupert must be about 6'7" at least. But James Hudson going very well there on the YZ250 Yamaha. Currently it's Chris Woodward at number 62 in second position. Chris is riding a Yamaha 250, so Aaron Rowe there on the 125 is certainly doing very well, keeping up with that bigger bike in front of him. But Aaron Rowe, number 177, is currently leading the 125s. Number 81 just coming through is Samuel Polokovic on the CZ. Number 106 just making his way past is Marcus Kears again on that lovely Italian Moto Villa, a bike that we had a look at in our paddock walkabout. And we're back with our current race leader, number 123. That's James Hudson. He's just coming up to pass number 93. That'll be Charlie Hollinshead on his Suzuki 250. So James Hudson, as he heads towards the checkered flag, because this is the last lap, so it's going to be James Hudson who's going to win the 250 part of this race. It's going to be Chris Woodward at number 62 who crosses the line in second position, and the winner of the 125 is going to be number 177 Aaron Rowe, with number 26 Mark Wartig in second position. Right, so we're back with the pre-1984 Clubman class. This is race 20, and this will be their final race of the Saturday. So another good lineup of bikes. Look out for that man there, number 291 Robert Smith, who I think's already won 2 races in this class on the Saturday, so he's in fine form. So there's your gate operator just getting into position. That's the man who drops the gate once the 5-second board is finished with. So we're all lined up and good to go with the third Clubman race of the afternoon. But I must say it's quite a spectacle to see such a good turnout of twin shock dirt bikes here at Drumlanrig this year. There's certainly been no shortage of interest for this event, so well done to each and every one who made the effort to enter for this weekend. So we're just waiting on our 15-second board going up by race starter Darren Hudson, which it does now, shortly to be 5. The 5-second board drops and the gate goes down, and the riders head into turn 1. It looks like Robert Smith has made another good start as he takes a whole shot going into turn 1. Billy Pentland's also made a decent start there in third position, but as they go up the hill to start lap 1, as you can see, there's still quite a lot of dust flying on that very bumpy hill section. But this man has certainly been on good form this weekend. I think he's already won 2 races here this afternoon. It's number 291 Robert Smith on the 490 Michael. So he's off to a very good start here in this third race. Number 2 is Sean Muir. He's on a Honda 250. Billy Pentland at number 88 is in third position. I think that was number 19 just making her way through. That was Lucy Tilsey, so she's made a good start in fourth spot. But it's Robert Smith, number 291 from Edinburgh, with the early lead in this race as he crosses the line to complete lap 1. We are taking a look at number 369, sorry, that is Malcolm Miller on his Honda 600. I think that's a 4-stroker that Malcolm's riding. And there's your second placed rider, number 2, Sean Muir, who is on a 250 red Rocket, so he's doing quite well in second position. So as I said, we've got lots more racing for you to take a look at from the Sunday's race programme. Now I did say that there would be 3 blocks of racing, which is of course not true. It's only 2 blocks of racing, plus we will have the qualifiers and the non-qualifier races for the Grand Nationals. So still a lot of footage to come from Drumlanrig 2025. But that will still be a total of 20 races to take a look at from Sunday. Number 33 just blasting his way past there is Neil Eastwood on his Suzuki. We're back with our current race leader, number 291, Robert Smith, who leads number 2, Sean Muir. And you can see Sean in second position on the 250 red Rocket. And actually, now that I've had a closer look at this bike, I don't think that's a 250. It certainly isn't a 250. That's a 480 or a 500 that Sean Muir's riding, but he is listed in the programme as riding a 250 Honda, so I'll just correct that particular fact on Sean Muir's Honda. Number 369 again is Malcolm Miller's Honda 600. I think that's probably a big 4-stroke machine that he's riding, but it's currently number 291 Robert Smith, who's at the sharp end of this pack on the black 1981 490 Michael. Currently in second position is Sean Muir on his 480 or 500 Honda. I thought it was a bit quick for a 250 that bike, but number 17 just passing us by is Darren Wheelhouse on his 250 Honda, and just taking a look at some of the other riders making their way past. 126 is Charlie Copeland again. Number 78 I think was Paul Martin just going through. Number 9 is Kevin Hall. So some quick riders in this particular class. So as we head towards the closing stages of this 1984 Clubman class race, it looks like there's going to be another win for that man there, number 291 Robert Smith, and I think that will be his third win of Saturday afternoon. And as he takes the checkered flag when he goes up the hill, it's going to be Sean Muir who crosses the line in second position on the big Honda. In third place it's going to be 241 Dan Proudfoot, and just behind Dan Proudfoot there, another good finish for one of the lady riders, number 19, that's Lucy Tilsey. So we're going to crack on with the combined 250 twin shocks and the Evo 125s, and this again is a split start, so it will be the bikes on the right hand side here. The 250s will be let loose from the start gate first, but look out for that man on the left there, number 43 Ryan Ireland, who's been on top form this afternoon here at Drumlanrig, but it looks like the bikes are good to go as the gate drops. It looks like Ryan Ireland's going to get the whole shot as they go into turn 1. It looks like we've got a forward there. It's number 22 on what looks like a 250 Yamaha, but as they begin lap 1, it's certainly Ryan Ireland who leads number 15, Clark Davidson, in second position. And here's the start of the Evo 125s. It looks like it's Mike McClarty who's made a good start from number 124. That will be James Haddo on the CR 125 Honda. But we're back with the 250s on lap 1. It's Ryan Ireland, number 43 on the 250 Honda Red Rocket, leads. Number 15 Clark Davidson. In third position is number 22. That will be Sean Murphy on his 250 Michael. So Sean Murphy made a good start there in third position. So there's your race leader in the 250s, Ryan Ireland. Second is Clark Davidson. Third is number 22, Sean Murphy, as we've just mentioned. So these are the three that are at the sharp end of the 250 class. And it looks like that number 22 rider is up and running once again, but here's the leader of the 125s. It's now at number 124, James Haddo, who leads Mike McClarty in second position. So it looks like James has managed to pass Mike McClarty at the far side of the track. So young James Haddo doing well there. Number 150, just making his way past, is Craig McFadden on his 125 Honda. So we're back once again with the 250s, and it's currently number 43, Ryan Ireland, as he crests the hill. Second position is number 15, you can just see him there, Clark Davidson. Third is Sean Murphy, in third position. It looks like it's number 6 in fourth. That will be Dale Silk just coming through. Number 96, or 95, that was Aaron Murphy. As we take a look at number 7, that will be Alan Thane from Montrose in Scotland on his what looks like a 1979 250. Number 58 again looks like that could be Mark Kears on his Moto Vila 250. Number 254 is John Miller on his CR 125 Honda. But this has been another good performance by number 43, Ryan Ireland from Kendal, and I think this will be win number 3 of the Saturday if he can pull it off, and he's looking very comfortable at the front of this pack as he comes up the hill to clock up another racing lap. We're currently looking at some of the other riders making their way through. Peter Greenwood there standing with the blue jacket on, taking pictures for his website. We're looking at number 124 again, James Haddo. I think James is currently leading the 125 part of this class. But it's Ryan Ireland who is the leader of the 250s, and he's just coming round to crest at that hill again and come round to complete another racing lap. Clark Davidson is currently in second position there on the 250 Honda Red Rocket. So it's been another decent performance by Clark Davidson, because I think he did do very well in the previous race in this class. We're looking at number 99 just going through. That was Chris Murphy. Number 125 again is James Haddo. So we are now looking at number 27. That's Mike Doby on his white 250 Rocket, not the usual Honda red, but decked out in white this time. But here's your race leader as he heads towards the checkered flag for what will be his third win of the afternoon. Number 43, Ryan Ireland, and just behind Ryan Ireland in the 250s, it's going to be a second place for number 15, Clark Davidson with number 95 Aaron Murphy in third, and I think it's going to be number 22 Sean Murphy who crosses the line in fourth, and this looks like it's going to be the winner of the 125, so it's going to be James Haddo who takes the win from this man here in second position in the 125s, and that will be Mike McClurty. So another good finish by Mike McClurty. And so that brings us on to race 22, and this will be the third and the final race for the pre-1984s over 60s class. Now these guys might be over 60s, but they can certainly still ride these twin shock race bikes, and there's some fast riders in this class, as you're just about to find out. Look out for the likes of number 32 Trevor Calderwood from Northern Ireland, who's ridden superbly here this afternoon. Number 33 Peter Williamson's another guy to look out for, another quick rider, but the 15-second board is up shortly to B5. Looks like we're all good to go as the gate drops and they head into turn one. Looks like Alan Bott has made a good start, but it's Trevor Calderwood, number 32, on the outside, a man from Ireland, who is your early race leader as they head up the hill for the first time. But Alan Bott now takes the lead, so it's Alan Bott, your race leader, from Trevor Calderwood in second, with Peter Williamson currently in third, as the rest of the chasing pack make their way through to begin at lap one. So we're going to pick up our race leader as they make their way to the far side of the track. It's currently number 74, Alan Bott from Wigan, who leads number 32, Trevor Calderwood, in second position. Trevor, of course, from Ballymena in Northern Ireland, another one of the Irish contingent that's made a huge effort to attend this Drumlanrig Castle event this weekend. Third place is number 33 Peter Williamson, but as these guys head across the jump to complete lap one, it's number 74 Alan Bott. Second position is currently Trevor Calderwood, with Peter Williamson in third as they cross the line to complete lap one. And you can see that the track is holding up quite well here on the Saturday. It's absolutely rock hard, the track, and bone dry, as you can see, but thankfully the dust isn't too bad at this stage. But on lap two, it's that man again, number 74 Alan Bott, who leads Trevor Calderwood in second position. Peter Williamson is currently in third, so Peter Williamson's another rider who's had a very good day here at Drumlanrig. I think Peter's been in the first 2 or 3 race positions in each of these over 60s classes, so Peter's another guy that's ridden superbly. But there's your second place man, number 32 Trevor Calderwood, on the 490 Michael as they come round to complete lap 2. Now, this was my last outdoor event that I'll be covering for 2025, but of course throughout the closed winter season we'll still be bringing you some profiles on some vintage and classic race bikes, so there's plenty to see here on my channel if this is the kind of racing and bikes that you like to look at here on YouTube. So it's currently the man of steel, as I call him, number 74 Alan Bott, who leads number 32 Trevor Calderwood in second position. So Alan Bott, as I said, going really well here, considering the injuries that this man suffered at the start of the season. So he looks like he's almost back to twin shock fitness as he crosses the line to complete another racing lap. Peter Williamson currently in third position there, number 33. We're looking at number 2 Paul Kiapa, the multiple Scottish twin shock champion. He's doing quite well. I think he's in about 4th or 5th position in this race. Trevor Calderwood looks like he's made a move on Alan Bott. So Trevor Calderwood is certainly on the move here, because he's taken the lead from number 74 Alan Bott. So it's the man from Ballymena in Northern Ireland who leads Alan Bott from Wigan in 2nd position. So another good ride here by Trevor. Oh, dearie me, dearie me, dearie me. Trevor just came into the corner there, and I think that front wheel just got washed out on that loose dirt on the corner, and he lost that front wheel and went down just when he was on a bit of a charge. But he looks like he's good to still continue. So there's your race leader again, number 74 Alan Bott, and I think that's number 12 who's now moved up into 2nd position. That'll be Dave Salkeld on his 490 Michael. We're taking a look at number 151. That's John Stokes. Number 139 again is Craig Holmes, this time riding his 490 Michael, and he's also taking part in the vintage 368 class on his BSA. But there's your race leader as he heads towards the checkered flag for another race win, as he picks up more of the track tapes. That's Alan Bott, who's going to notch up another race win. So it's a good win there for the 74 Alan Bott. 2nd position is going to be Peter Williamson, and it's going to be that man there, 32 Trevor Calderwood, who's going to cross the line in 3rd position. So a good finish for Trevor there, despite his little spill. And so that brings us on to the penultimate race of the Saturday afternoon. This is the pre-1984 over 50s and 60s, race 23 off at 24 as the riders leave the line. Another good start by the man from Cockermouth, number 48 Mark Fulton. So Mark's off to a flyer. Craig Smith's also made a good start there in 3rd position. So some quick riders again in this over 50s and 60s race class. And once more, we do have a sponsor for this pre-84 over 50s class, and it's the Jimmy Ferguson Memorial Cup. So we're looking to the far side of the Drumlanrig Castle racetrack to pick up our race leader, which is currently number 48 Mark Fulton, being chased by looks like number 66, that'll be Terry House in 2nd position. So this is going to be a good scrap here between these two very quick and talented riders. We've got Mark Fulton there on the Stuart Bland built 500 twin shock Honda, and we've got Terry House on the 490 twin shock Michael. So as they come round to complete lap 1, it's Mark Fulton who leads, number 66 Terry House in 2nd position. So as the two race leaders fly past the finish line, in 3rd position it's number 118 Kevin Butcher. You can just see him going through there. Craig Smith is currently in 5th position, so he's doing quite well. Number 21 just making the corner there is Mark Kenny. So we're going to pick up our two front runners again at the far side of the track, and you can see these two have already opened up a slight gap on 3rd man, which is number 118. That's Kevin Butcher in 3rd place, but Mark Fulton again off to an absolute flyer here in this over 50s class race. So there's our two front runners as they go round to complete another lap. We're going to pick up our 3rd, 4th and 5th place riders, which should be that man in black there, number 118. That's Kevin Butcher. In 4th position is number 120. That'll be Danny Blakely on his Yamaha 465. So Danny Blakely doing very well, and just behind Danny is number 25. That's Craig Smith on the black 440 Michael. And we're taking a look at number 36 there. That's John Smith on his 400 Michael. So you can see that there's quite a collection of the German mark here at Drumlanrig Castle this weekend. But the battle still ensues at the front between number 48 Mark Fulton and number 66 Terry House. It doesn't appear that Terry can manage to make up much ground on Mark Fulton, because that's certainly a fast machine that Mark Fulton's riding, that big 500 two-stroke Honda. But Terry House there in second position, still keeping a watching brief on Mark Fulton. And it looks like it's number 120 in third position now, Danny Blakely on the 465 Yamaha. Craig Smith is also doing quite well again there in fifth position. And number 159 is Kevin Allen on that big KTM 600 thumper, an absolute brute of a machine. So Kevin doing well there on the big KTM. But we are back with our two race leaders of Mark Fulton and Terry House, and it looks like it's still the status quo, just like the previous lap. Mark appears to have everything in control here at the front as he crosses the line to complete another racing lap and start his final lap of this race. There's your third place man, number 120. That's Danny Blakely, who I think is riding a 465 Yamaha, possibly one of the best YZ Yamahas that they ever built. Craig Smith looks like he's now moved up into fourth position as we take another look at John Smith there again, number 36 on his 400 Michael. So as we head towards the closing stages of this pre-1984 over 50s race, it looks like it's going to be another win for that man there, number 48, the man from Cockermouth, Mark Fulton, who is going to notch up another win as he takes the checkered flag from second place man Terry House. And it's going to be Danny Blakely there in the yellow on the 465 Yamaha, who's going to cross the line in third from number 25. That'll be Craig Smith on his 440 Michael. And so that quite nicely brings us on to the final race of the Saturday's race programme. This is the pre-1984 under 50s class, so this will conclude all of the racing from the Saturday, and I do hope you've enjoyed what we've brought you thus far from Drumlanrig 2025. So Darren Hudson there, just making sure all the bikes are running. The 15-second board has now been raised, shortly to be 5, so we are just about off and running with the final race from the Saturday's race programme. It looks like number 5's made a good start. That's Jake Mason there. He's made a good start. It looks like number 9 is Jonty Johnson in second position, so he's off to a flyer as well on that 480 Honda, as the rest of the chasing pack begin at lap 1. Number 94 just going past there. That looks like David Lamb on his Michael 400. Another one of the millions of Michaels that were racing here at Drumlanrig. So as we look to the far side of the track, it looks like we've got a new race leader on lap 1. It's number 9, Paul Johnson, or Jonty Johnson as he's known to his friends. Number 5 is Jake Mason in second position, and that bike there, that I think that's number 23, but it's I think that's Graham Blacklock in third position. But these two are having a right go at the front. Jake Mason there, number 5 on the 500 Honda. He's been chased there by Graham Blacklock, who I think is riding a borrowed machine from Raymond Thompson. But it looks like Jake Mason has dropped his bike in the corner there. That's number 5. He was in, I think he was in second position as they went into the corner. He's lost a lot of places, so it remains to be seen if Jake can get that bike fired up and get back into this race. So Paul Johnson's can breathe a sigh of relief because he's got a slight gap over who is in second place now. I think that's Brad Todd in second now, number 71, as we take another look at Graham Blacklock. As I said, that number 23 bike there belongs to Raymond Thompson, but looks like Graham has borrowed it for the day, and he's certainly going quite well on it. And number 98 is Richard Mason, so I'm assuming that Richard is related to Jake, as we take a look at number 900 there. I think that will be Joseph Nee on his 250 Honda Red Rocket. But let's get back to the sharp end of this race, and it appears that we've lost Paul Johnson, who was leading this race, number 9. I don't know what's happened to Paul, because there doesn't seem to be any sign of him at the front of this pack. So there's your new race leader. That's number 214 Graham Blacklock, and it's number 714 now in second position. That's Brad Todd, even although he doesn't have a single number on that big 480 Honda. So he's now in second position. It looks like it's number 119 now in third. That's Martin Jones on his 490. Michael, as we take a look at number 350, that's Ryan Glendinning. So it looks like Brad Todd has now passed Graham Blacklock for the lead of this race. So it's Brad Todd there on the 480 Honda, who's your race leader, from number 23 or 214 Graham Blacklock there in second position. So this has been a good scrap between these two quite quick riders at the front of this pack as they come round to complete another racing lap and begin their final lap of this pre-1984 under 50s class race. Number 242 just passing us there is Matt Wells on his Honda 480, but looks like it's going to be quite a comfortable win for number 714 Brad Todd. He's ridden a superb race. Of course, this race was earlier dominated by number 9 Paul Johnson, but I don't know what's happened to Paul. It looks like he's maybe had a mechanical failure, but as our race leader comes up to take the checkered flag, it's going to be a win for number 714 Brad Todd, and crossing the line in second position it will be number 214 Graham Blacklock, with number 119 Martin Jones in third position. And it looks like somebody's husky has given up the ghost and exploded in a puff of smoke, but anyhow, that's a good end to our Saturday's race programme here at Drumlanrig Castle. But we will be back with more racing from the Sunday's race programme. And in that Sunday's footage, we have 20 races to bring you from the Sunday. So that'll be 2 blocks of racing plus all of the grand finals and grand nationals at the close of play for the Sunday. So there's still a lot to see and do from the Offroad Motorsport Festival held here at Drumlanrig Castle for 2025. So until the next time, thanks again for watching, and it's goodbye for now.